female celebs everyone is tired of hearing about. You already know who's on this list. Blake Lively is like glitter. You think she's gone, but she's everywhere. She's the celebrity equivalent of that one friend who insists on telling the same story at every party, and it's the one where she's the hero. Seriously, how many times can we hear about her life as a perfect mom, a flawless actress, and a queen of Instagram? It's like watching a never-ending highlight reel of someone who just discovered filters. Now, with her latest flick, It Ends With Us, she's been caught in a whirlwind of drama. Between alleged diva antics on set and a lawsuit against her co-star Justin Baldoni, it's hard to keep track of whether she's promoting a movie or auditioning for a reality show. TikTok has turned her into the poster child for celebrities we can't with anymore. And honestly, who can blame them? Her attempts at humor often land flatter than her homemade cocktails, which are apparently now in a can. Thank you, Betty Boos. Blake, darling, we get it. You're tired from raising 4 kids and running a hair care empire, but maybe tone down the I'm so perfect vibes just a smidge, because at this point, even her fans are rolling their eyes. Meghan Markle is still trying to make fetch happen in the royal family and failing. It seems like every time Meghan's name pops up, it's attached to some new drama. Whether it's claims of flirting with Prince William, overshadowing Harry at the Invictus Games, or dealing with unflattering nicknames from palace staff, she's always in the headlines. Now, some experts are suggesting 2025 is a make-or-break year for Harry and Meghan. Her attempts to stay relevant involve everything from PDA-filled appearances with Harry to, allegedly, funneling money from their charity to Democratic-aligned causes. There are even reports that Prince Harry is considering legal action against the President of the US, following his comments about Meghan. Meanwhile, critics accuse her of seeking publicity after visiting Los Angeles victims. Between rumored reality TV shows and constant speculation about her next move, it's hard to keep up. Maybe it's time for Meghan to take a page from the royal playbook and embrace a little bit of quiet. Because right now, she is giving us main character syndrome, and honey, there are other characters in this show. Kim Kardashian is still trying to break the internet, one filtered pic at a time. It seems like Kim is always sparking some sort of drama. Lately, her ex, Kanye West, and his wife Bianca Censori have been making headlines, causing Kim concern for her children, especially North. Kim is reportedly worried about the impact of their antics and Censori's fashion choices on her kids. She's even setting strict guidelines for Kanye's visits with their children after his recent behavior. But it's not just Kanye creating drama. Kim also faced backlash for posting a photo of Melania Trump, with some fans accusing her of being a supporter and calling for a boycott of her products. Even old videos are resurfacing to haunt her. Between managing her daughter's burgeoning career, dealing with Kanye's issues, and sparking her own, it's a lot. Maybe it's time for Kim to take a social media detox and let someone else have a turn in the spotlight, because honestly, at this point, even her shapewear is starting to feel a little bit suffocating. Beyonce fatigue is real. This year, it seems like Queen Bey has been stirring up more drama than a reality TV reunion. Fresh off her debated Best Country Album win at the Grammys, fans are now balking at the prices for her Cowboy Carter tour. I mean, who knew you had to sell a kidney to afford a nosebleed seat? Then there's the perfume launch, strategically timed to drop right when everyone's wallets are weeping from those ticket prices. The Bayhive is not amused, with fans joking that they only have blood left to give Queen. Ouch. And let's not forget the wardrobe malfunction scare at the Grammys, where Jay-Z had to swoop in to save the day from a rogue undergarment. Honestly, between dodging underwires and dealing with angry fans, it's a wonder she has time to breathe. Maybe it's time for Beyonce to take a break and let someone else wear the crown for a minute, because right now, she's giving us too much renaissance, and even the most loyal subjects need a breather. Anne Hathaway drama? Here we go again. She literally went from America's sweetheart to an internet punching bag and back again. Seriously? How many comebacks can one actress have? Remember the Hatha-hate era? Turns out, being too perfect was a crime punishable by internet scorn. But just when we thought she was down for the count, bam! Ocean's 8 happened, and suddenly everyone remembered why they loved her in the first place. Now she's back in the headlines with The Idea of You, stirring up chatter about age gaps. And let's not forget the Verity backlash, with fans begging her to ditch the Colleen Hoover adaptation. Apparently, even a Queen of Genovia can make questionable choices. It seems like Anne is always teetering on the edge of public opinion. One minute she's winning Oscars, the next she's apologizing for cringe-worthy interviews. Can't this girl just catch a break? Because honestly, at this point, her career is more dramatic than the Princess Diaries, and that's saying something. Kendall Jenner is proving that nepotism and a pretty face can get you everywhere. Whether she's rocking the pantsless trend, stirring up drama with exes and their new flames, or being called out for cultural appropriation, Kendall never fails to make headlines. Remember the Pepsi ad fiasco? Apparently, all it takes to solve societal problems is a can of soda and a supermodel. Who knew? Now, word on the street is that Rihanna might be blocking Kendall and the whole Kardashian crew from the 2025 Met Gala. Sources say it's due to some old beef involving Chris Brown and A$AP Rocky. Looks like even high fashion has its cliques. Despite being a top model, Kendall admits to battling negative thinking. Maybe she's just tired of being booed at football games or constantly dodging criticism. Either way, it might be time for Kendall to take a break from the spotlight and let someone else have a turn. Because right now, she's giving us privileged problems, and honestly, we could all use a break from that. Bianca Censori stays in the spotlight. For better or worse, she is the latest star in the What Were They Thinking Hall of Fame. Since stepping into Kanye West's whirlwind life, Bianca has become the poster child for famous by association. Seriously, her relationship with Ye is like a never-ending episode of a reality show we didn't sign up for. Between his infamous social media meltdowns and her daring fashion choices, like that sheer outfit in Japan that had everyone clutching their pearls, she's always in the spotlight for all the wrong reasons. Her family is reportedly mortified by her antics, and honestly, who can blame them? With Kanye's latest Grammy stunt and their questionable PDA moments, it feels like they're competing for the title of most talked about couple. Even her dad has spoken out, claiming Kanye is a bad influence. Ouch! But here's the kicker. Despite all the drama and divorce rumors swirling around them, Bianca keeps showing up for more. Maybe she thinks she's auditioning for a new reality series called Keeping Up with the Chaos. At this point, we're all just waiting for the next episode because let's be real, this soap opera isn't going anywhere anytime soon. Angelina Jolie's off-screen drama might just outshine her movies. It seems like Angelina Jolie's name is always synonymous with drama. Her never-ending legal battles with ex-husband Brad Pitt continue to shock the public, with serious misbehavior allegations resurfacing. In 2022, court documents revealed Jolie's claims that Pitt was physically and emotionally damaging to her and their children during a 2016 plane incident. She alleges that Pitt became hostile, grabbing her by the head, shaking her, and yelling at her in front of their 6 kids, which has left lasting distress. Some of their children have since distanced themselves from Pitt. Beyond the allegations, they're locked in a bitter dispute over their French winery, Chateau Miraval. Jolie sold her stake to a Russian oligarch without informing Pitt, leading to lawsuits and counterclaims. She claims Pitt insisted she sign a restrictive non-disclosure agreement. Adding to the mix, Jolie's father, John Voight, has publicly criticized her support for Palestine, suggesting she's been influenced by the narrative. Maybe it's time for Jolie to focus on her upcoming role in the Maria Callas biopic and give us a break from the off-screen theatrics. Because right now, it seems like the only thing bigger than her career is the drama surrounding it. These celebrities went from Hollywood's A-list to being completely blacklisted, with no way back. Blake Lively is Hollywood's newest canceled star. Blake Lively, long seen as a Hollywood darling, is now facing backlash over her involvement in It Ends With Us. The drama stems from her promotional approach, which critics say trivializes the film's serious themes of domestic altercation. Many argue that her bright, floral-themed marketing downplays the gravity of the subject, alienating individuals with lived experience. Adding to the backlash, past drama, like her 2012 use of a transphobic slur and her wedding at a former plantation, have resurfaced, painting her as tone-deaf. Reports of creative conflicts with director Justin Baldoni have only fueled speculation about behind-the-scenes drama, despite It Ends. With us grossing $187 million globally, Lively's reputation has taken a hit. Fans are divided, with some calling for her to be held accountable, while others defend her. Whether this backlash will result in long-term career consequences or fade over time remains uncertain. But, for now, Lively finds herself on Hollywood's growing list of blacklisted celebrities. Kevin went from winning Oscars to winning court cases just to stay out of prison. His downfall wasn't just a scandal, it was a full-blown industry exile. In 2017, actor Anthony Rapp claimed that he made an inappropriate move when Rapp was just 14. That was just the beginning. Over the next few months, multiple men came forward with claims of inappropriate conduct, some dating back decades. Hollywood wasted no time erasing him. Netflix booted him from House of Cards, Ridley Scott reshot All the Money in the World without him, and suddenly, Kevin, a man once celebrated for his chilling performances, became the one thing no studio wanted: a liability. Even after defeating inappropriate behavior charges in 2023, the damage was done. His attempt to deflect by coming out as gay backfired, and Hollywood still won't touch him. Kevin's case proves that in the post-Me Too era, no amount of talent can override a bad reputation. Kanye West's blacklisting is one of the most high-profile in Hollywood, with his debatable actions leading to massive financial and professional fallout. The turning point came in 2022, when Kanye made remarks that were widely criticized, leading to account suspensions from major social media platforms and the loss of major business deals. Adidas, which had built a billion-dollar brand around Yeezy, ended its partnership, significantly impacting his net worth. Balenciaga, Gap, and his talent agency CAA also cut ties, further limiting his presence in mainstream industries. Beyond financial consequences, Kanye's unpredictable public moments had already raised concerns for years. In 2016, during his St. Pablo tour, he made unscripted statements about fellow artists and public figures before canceling the tour and stepping away due to exhaustion. His 2020 presidential campaign, marked by emotional public appearances and unconventional speeches, led to mixed reactions. His personal life also contributed to public scrutiny. His highly discussed divorce from Kim Kardashian became a major topic online, with Kanye frequently posting about personal matters. While Hollywood and major brands have distanced themselves, his influence in fashion and music persists. One tweet changed everything for Gina Carano. Gina Carano was riding high as Cara Dune in The Mandalorian, a fan favorite role in the Star Wars universe. But in 2021, a series of questionable social media posts comparing political divisions to the Holocaust got her fired. Lucasfilm called her comments abhorrent, and just like that, she was out. The fallout didn't stop there. Gina's agency dropped her, and Hollywood shut its doors. Even her next film, White Knuckle, was scrapped over her refusal to follow COVID-19 protocols. Instead of backing down, she teamed up with right-wing platforms, starring in Terror on the Prairie and launching a $75,000 lawsuit against Disney, funded by Elon Musk. Gina's blacklisting sparked debates on cancel culture, free speech, and Hollywood politics. While some see her as a cautionary tale, others view her as a symbol of resistance. Either way, her mainstream career remains frozen in carbonite. Hollywood made Roman Polanski a legend. The law made him a fugitive. Roman Polanski was once considered one of the greatest filmmakers of his time, directing classics like Rosemary's Baby and Chinatown. But his career in the US came to a screeching halt in 1977 when he was convicted of administering substances and behaving inappropriately with a 13-year-old girl. Facing certain imprisonment, Polanski fled the country before sentencing and has lived in exile ever since. Despite being blacklisted from Hollywood, Polanski continued his filmmaking career in Europe, winning multiple awards, including an Academy Award for The Pianist in 2003. Yet, his victory was met with backlash as he remained a fugitive unable to return to the US without being arrested. For decades, Hollywood remained divided on his legacy. Some defended his artistic genius, while others saw his continued success as a stain on the industry's moral compass. Though he remains a free man in Europe, his Hollywood legacy is forever tainted by the wrongdoing that forced him into exile. One moment, Jonathan Majors was Hollywood's next big thing. The next, he was Hollywood's biggest liability. After earning praise for Lovecraft Country and Creed III, Majors landed the role of Kang the Conqueror, the central villain of the Marvel Cinematic Universe's next phase. With multi-film contracts and billions in potential box office revenue ahead, he seemed destined for superstardom. But that all came crashing down in March 2023 when he was arrested on unethical behavior and boundary-crossing charges after an alleged domestic dispute. The fallout was swift. Studios distanced themselves, endorsement deals vanished, and by December 2023, After being convicted of improper conduct and repeated violations, Disney and Marvel officially cut ties. Overnight, Jonathan went from leading one of the biggest franchises in the world to being completely sidelined by mainstream Hollywood. Now, Jonathan faces an uncertain future, with studios reluctant to take a risk on an actor whose name is tied to drama. Danny Masterson went from being a beloved TV star to a Hollywood cautionary tale. Known for playing Stephen Hyde on That 70s Show, Masterson was a staple of early 2000s television, but his career took a nosedive in 2017 when several women spoke out about inappropriate behavior, leading Netflix to drop him from the ranch. At first, he denied the allegations, but as more victims came forward, the industry distanced itself entirely. In 2023, everything reached a grim conclusion when Danny was convicted of taking advantage of 2 women and sentenced to 30 years to life in prison. His blacklisting became absolute, not just by Hollywood, but by the justice system itself. The fallout didn't stop with him either. His former co-stars Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis faced backlash for writing letters in his support, further proving how aligning with a disgraced figure can have consequences. Unlike others who may attempt comebacks, Danny's Hollywood chapter is permanently closed. Rose McGowan got blacklisted for speaking out. Rose McGowan was once a rising Hollywood star, known for Scream and Charmed. But after alleging Harvey Weinstein of inappropriate behavior, her career took a sudden downturn. She alleges that Weinstein blacklisted her, using his industry power to ruin her reputation and block roles. Even when filmmaker Robert Rodriguez cast her in Grindhouse, Harvey allegedly sabotaged the film's promotion, further isolating Rose. Labeled difficult, she struggled to find work. Instead of fading away, Rose became one of the loudest voices in the #MeToo movement, publicly exposing Harvey's actions in 2017. Her activism helped bring him to justice, but it also meant she was effectively shut out of Hollywood. While she never fully regained her acting career, Rose reinvented herself as an author, director, and activist. Tippi Hedren was on the brink of Hollywood stardom, until one director shut every door in her face. Tippi Hedren's career took a sharp turn after working with legendary director Alfred Hitchcock. Initially discovered by Hitchcock, she starred in The Birds and Marnie, earning praise for her performances. However, behind the scenes, their working relationship grew tense. According to Tippi's own accounts, Alfred was highly controlling, and when she resisted his demands, he used his influence to limit her opportunities in Hollywood. Under contract with Alfred, Tippi was restricted from working with other directors, leaving her career at a standstill. Once her contract ended, she faced industry-wide hesitation to cast her, a pattern often seen when powerful figures take issue with an actor. Though she eventually returned to acting in smaller roles, her path to becoming a major Hollywood star had already been blocked. Decades later, Hedren spoke openly about her experiences, highlighting long-standing issues in the industry. Charlie Chaplin wasn't just a silent film star, he was silenced by Hollywood itself. Despite being one of the most influential figures in early cinema, his career in America came to an abrupt halt during the McCarthy era of the late 1940s and early 1950s. His refusal to conform to political pressure led to allegations of being a security risk, making him a target during the Red Scare. Charlie's films faced boycotts, and after traveling to London for a premiere, he was informed he would not be allowed to return to the US, where he had lived for decades. Forced into exile, he settled in Switzerland, continuing to make films but largely cut off from Hollywood. For nearly a decade, his work remained blacklisted, showing how political agendas could suppress even the biggest stars. Though later recognized as a film legend, Chaplin's story serves as a reminder of how quickly Hollywood can turn its back on those deemed polarizing. These celebs are the ones everyone loves to hate in 2025, and for good reason. Blake Lively might have spent years as Hollywood's sweetheart, but 2025 flipped the script. First, there's the legal battle with It Ends With Us director Justin Baldoni, a courtroom showdown so messy it could be its own movie. Lawsuits, allegations, and private messages making headlines. Fans don't know who to believe. Then, there's the rumored fallout with Taylor Swift. Once besties, now distant. Blake skipping the Super Bowl to avoid overshadowing. Taylor had the internet buzzing. Some say she leaned too much on celebrity connections. Others think she got caught playing power games. And let's not forget the media circus. One minute, she's standing her ground. The next, she's said of stirring the pot. Either way, Lively has turned into one of the most talked about and side-eyed celebrities of the year. Whether she weathers the storm or keeps making waves, one thing's clear: 2025 hasn't been her year. Meghan's 2025 comeback attempt is giving less royal revival and more public relations disaster. Meghan's latest move, a lifestyle show called With Love, Meghan, was meant to charm audiences, but instead, it left them cringing. Critics called it mindless filler, while British viewers felt it was as out of place as flip-flops in a snowstorm. The biggest gripe? Her insistence on using the Sussex title despite barely visiting the place. Locals weren't amused. Then came the viral moment where she corrected Mindy Kaling, reminding her, "You know I'm Sussex now." It didn't land well. Some saw it as a small comment, others took it as another attempt to hold onto royal ties. Meanwhile, tension with Charles continues to bubble, with reports that he's not thrilled about the title talk, but hesitant to intervene. Meghan's latest chapter was supposed to be a fresh start, but it's feeling more like a rerun of old debates. Whether she turns it around or keeps doubling down, one thing's for sure: 2025 hasn't made her any new fans. Kanye's 2025 era isn't about music. It's about pushing limits, losing deals, and making headlines for all the wrong reasons. Kanye has always been known for stirring drama, but 2025 has taken things to a whole new level. His latest remarks have left even his most loyal fans shaking their heads, while major brands continue to distance themselves. A lawsuit from a former employee, claims of inappropriate behavior, and some highly questionable merchandise choices have turned public opinion against him fast. Meanwhile, Kanye's relationship with Bianca Censori is raising eyebrows, with reports that he's dictating what she wears and how she appears in public. Then there are the attention-grabbing stunts, like bizarre Super Bowl ads that left people more confused than impressed. Once hailed as a genius, Kanye now seems stuck in a cycle of drama, losing allies in the process. Some think he's just trying to stay relevant, while others believe he's crossed too many lines. Either way, 2025 hasn't been kind to his reputation, and at this rate, it doesn't look like a comeback is on the horizon. Ellen's 2025 reputation is proof that kindness doesn't always guarantee a second chance. Ellen was once America's favorite talk show host, but in 2025, she's more of a cautionary tale. The workplace drama surrounding her former show refuses to fade, with past employees still speaking out about toxic conditions. While she apologized, many felt it was more damage control than genuine remorse. Her 2024 Netflix special, For Your Approval, was meant to reclaim her narrative, but instead, it sparked fresh backlash. Some critics called it an attempt at sympathy without true accountability. Even fellow celebrities have shared less than glowing experiences, reinforcing the idea that her friendly TV persona wasn't always reality. Ending the Ellen DeGeneres show might have been her official exit from daytime TV, but public opinion hasn't been as easy to walk away from. While she's tried to move on, the perception of hypocrisy lingers, making her one of the most criticized celebrities today. Kim's 2025 reputation proves that even billionaires can't buy public approval. Kim's empire might still be thriving, but her public image, not so much. In 2025, backlash has hit from all angles. A single Instagram post featuring Melania Trump set the internet on fire, with critics claiming that she's playing politics at the worst possible time. If that wasn't enough, using Tory Lanez's music for a Skims campaign reopened old wounds in the hip-hop community, sparking another round of criticism. Her ongoing feud with Kanye over their kids has kept her in the headlines, but not always in a good way. Some feel she's controlling the narrative too much. Even her red carpet appearances are getting roasted online, proving that public patience is running thin. While Kim's business ventures remain profitable, her once loyal fanbase seems to be questioning whether they still buy into the brand, or her. In a world where reputation is everything, 2025 isn't shaping up to be her best year. From hip-hop mogul to public enemy, Diddy's 2025 downfall is unlike anything we've seen before. Diddy's legacy has taken a nosedive, and it's not just about his music anymore. The once revered rap mogul is now facing some of the most damning allegations in entertainment history. A wave of inappropriate conduct claims, dating back decades, has shattered his reputation, with over 10 lawsuits exposing disturbing claims. It all spiraled after Cassie Ventura's bombshell lawsuit in late 2023, which unleashed a flood of claims and legal battles. But the biggest hit? Legal proceedings concerning federal trafficking and organized crimes have him fighting for his freedom. With allegations of coercion, forced labor, and misuse of power, the case against him is stacking up fast. The public is furious. The industry is turning its back. His empire is crumbling. What was once an untouchable brand has become synonymous with scandal. If 2025 has shown anything, it's that even the biggest names in entertainment can't escape accountability. James Corden's charm isn't fooling anyone anymore. For years, James Corden built a career on being the fun, lovable host of The Late Late Show. But behind the scenes, a different story. Claims of rude behavior have piled up, with former staff and directors calling him the most obnoxious presenter they've ever worked with. His infamous restaurant scandal at Balthazar, where he berated staff over an omelet, may have been years ago, but people haven't forgotten. Add that to the backlash over his carpool karaoke segments, where he often interrupts guests, and his reputation as a self-centered host keeps growing. Then, there's the joke-stealing drama, the prom performance disaster, and the ongoing claims that his nice guy persona is just an act. In 2025, the mask has slipped, and the public isn't buying into the James Corden brand anymore. The question is, can he make a comeback, or is this the final curtain call? Oprah Winfrey, once America's most beloved talk show host, is facing a wave of backlash in 2025. Oprah built an empire on inspiration, but in 2025, people aren't buying it anymore. Her long-standing connections with debatable figures like Harvey Weinstein and Sean Diddy Combs have drawn criticism, with many claiming her of only cutting ties when it was too late. Her leadership academy in South Africa has also been marred by inappropriate behavior scandals, and while she settled a lawsuit related to it, the damage to her image remains. Then there's the backlash over her weight loss comments. After using medication to slim down, she implied that thin people just eat when hungry and stop when full. Social media went into frenzy, calling her remarks tone-deaf and dismissive of real struggles with weight. Between allegations of hypocrisy and a perception that the media shields her from criticism, Oprah's once unshakable influence is slipping. Amber Heard's reputation took a massive hit in 2022, but in 2025 it's clear her public image hasn't recovered. The defamation trial between Amber Heard and Johnny Depp might have ended years ago, but the damage to her reputation remains. The 2022 verdict found that Heard had defamed Depp, awarding him millions in damages. Although she later settled for $1 million without admitting guilt, many saw it as an unspoken concession. Her credibility was further questioned when Depp's legal team said that she fabricated evidence, while social media relentlessly mocked her testimony, amplifying the public's distrust. Even years later, people view her as manipulative, with some arguing she harmed real survivors by distorting the truth for personal gain. On top of that, Heard remains a divisive figure in discussions about gender and accountability, as critics claim she weaponized the #MeToo movement while ignoring its core message. While she's tried to move on, starring in smaller projects and avoiding drama, the internet hasn't forgotten or forgiven. Jay-Z's reputation in 2025 has taken a major hit due to multiple dramas. A resurfaced legal case brought intense scrutiny, and while it was dismissed, the damage to his public image was done. His decision to take legal action in response only added to the divide. Then came the Super Bowl drama. As a key figure in selecting performers, he faced backlash for a halftime show that many fans found underwhelming. Critics argued he was out of touch with what the audience wanted. Beyond this, there's a growing sense that Jay-Z has shifted too far into corporate interests, losing the authenticity that once defined him. Fans who once admired him now see a businessman more than an artist. Rebuilding a reputation isn't easy, and whether he can bounce back depends on how he moves forward from here.